Hello, I'm Jill at engVid.com, and today's lesson we're looking at how to talk about days and times. And we're going to start by looking at prepositions, because sometimes it's a little bit confusing which preposition to use for particular references to the day or the time. Okay, so there are two main prepositions. There's at and there's in, and in the usually, or always probably. So with at, we can have a specific time on the clock, at 2 p.m. or at 2 o'clock, at 2:30. At midnight, all the times on the clock or on your watch is at. And then when you're referring to meal times, at breakfast time, at lunchtime, at tea time. We like tea time here in the UK. It's very traditional, around 4 o'clock. Nice cup of tea, lovely. At tea time, at dinner time, and at night. Okay, so at night. But when it comes to other words that are linked with morning, afternoon, evening, night, we use a different preposition. So it's just night that has at with it there. And then the meal times and the specific times on your watch. Okay, so let's have a look at the in preposition and see what goes with in. So you can say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the daytime, meaning any time during the day, in the daytime, in the middle of the day, so that's roughly maybe midday, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that sort of time, in the middle of the day. In the evening. You can also say in the night, which has the sort of meaning during the night. We've got at night there, but you can say in the night, meaning, oh, I woke up in the night because I'd had a bad dream. So I woke up during the night because I had a bad dream. So you can use it with night, with both prepositions. Okay? And then in the middle of the night, you can also say, I woke up in the middle of the night. Okay, so I hope that helps to make clear which preposition to use. And now we're going to move on and look at some past, present, and future words. Okay, so moving on to look at some words about the past, the present, and the future. Okay, past, present, future. We have, for example, yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, yesterday, today, tomorrow. Then when you're talking about different parts of today, okay, we use this. So you say this morning. That is whether it is morning at the moment. This morning we are going to do something. Or you can say this morning we had our breakfast at 9 o'clock. So this morning you can use in the present or the past. This morning, this afternoon, and again, oh, you could say this afternoon we will, so that's like future, or this afternoon we are doing something in the present. So you can use these past, present, future, but it's always this morning, this afternoon, this evening, but it then changes. We don't say this night, we say tonight, all one word, tonight. Okay, so that's just one little exception, tonight. Okay, and then looking at something similar for yesterday, we can say yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, we went to see a film. Yesterday evening, we went to see some friends. But again, we don't say yesterday night, we say last night. Okay, so another little exception. Tonight, last night are different. Okay. Right, and then moving on to look at the future. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. There is a good program on television, tomorrow evening. And this time it's the same, tomorrow night. So it doesn't change. Tonight, last night, tomorrow night. And then moving on to look either further back in the past or other times in the present or further into the future. With the day of the week, you can say last Monday, which was Monday of last week. You could say this Monday, Monday of this week, or next Monday in the future, Monday of next week. Okay? And similarly, you can use these in combination, last week, this week, next week, last month, this month, next month, last year, this year, and next year. So they're all very straightforward. Okay, right. And then to finish with, just two little interesting points. First of all, this little word ago, a week ago, that means this time last week. A week ago, I was on holiday, okay? Or a week ago, I was in my office. Or a week ago, I was travelling on a train. It's what you were doing this time last week, 7 days ago. So a week ago, you could use it with a month ago, a year ago. You can make it less. You can say a minute ago, an hour ago, a day ago. Okay, so it's always in the past. And even longer time, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So it's a useful little word. And then finally, a lot of people get confused by this strange word, a fortnight. They might think, what, four nights? No, it's not 4 nights. It was a very old expression, meaning 14 nights. Okay, and if you think 14 nights, well, okay, that's 2 weeks. So 14 days, but 14 nights, okay? So it just means, a fortnight means 2 weeks. You might find it in books like Jane Austen, but we still use it today as well to say a fortnight. A fortnight ago, I was on holiday, or we are going on holiday for a fortnight. So we use it a lot in the UK. Right, so I hope that was all useful for you. If you'd like to test your knowledge on this topic, please go to the website engVid.com and do the quiz. And if you've enjoyed my lesson, perhaps you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that's it for today. Hope to see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.